So the first time I remember riding a bicycle was through the aisles of Target. And it was a pink Hello Kitty bike with tassels and training wheels. And I remember there was this Target employee dude with like red shirt and everything, and he was looking at me, but not with like, oh, how cute look, but more like, what the fuck look. Because I was 36 and clearly not sober on that bike at Target. And it was the first time I remember because I've never learned to ride a bicycle. And at the time, like, I didn't have a job. I was getting a divorce. So I was in a mood of like questioning what's going on with my life, right? So I called my dad and I was like, Dad, why can't I ride a bicycle? And he's like, I don't know why. My dad is Borat. He sounds like Borat, he looks like Borat. He's born in Kazakhstan, guys. He's Jewish like Sacha Baron Cohen. So he's like, I don't know why you can't do anything. But now that I think about it, I can't ride bike either. So I never taught you. So we call his father, my grandpa, and he can't ride a bike either. He's like, we was building communism, we didn't have time for bikes. So I was like, you know what? That's it. This ends here. This systemic oppression of my people ends here. I'm gonna be the first one in my family. My dad's like, are you sure you want to focus on bike riding and not job getting? Meanwhile, my friend Isabella's like, this is exactly what you need to focus on. Isabella's my girl. She is focusing on her pottery while working as a waitress. So we are on the same page. She's like, once you learn to ride a bike, everything else in your life will come into place. It's an essential human skill and experience that you missed, and it shows and explains I'm like, okay, Isabel, I get it. So we take her bike to Malcolm X Park, and it's a beautiful summer Sunday afternoon, and I immediately know I've made a huge mistake, because there's a ton of people. It's like a giant grass stage, right? And I'm not a history buff, but I think the X in Malcolm X stands for X Games, because that's what it looks like at Malcolm X Park on a Sunday afternoon. There's like a guy bicycling on his bike upside down and like backwards. There's a lady juggling swords. It's like a Cirque du Soleil rehearsal over there. You should check it out, it's free. So like, all right, so I am gonna be my own kind of spectacle over here. So that whole scene didn't add to my, or didn't help my performance anxiety. So this is top of third hour, I learned how to use my foot like a kickstand, so that to not fall in front of like half of DC watching me. That's all I learned. And Isabella's trying to assess the situation. She's like, what you have to do is stay on the bike and keep pedaling. I'm like, thanks, Einstein. No, because it's actually, I think it's Einstein who said, life is like riding a bicycle. To keep the balance, you gotta keep moving. Yeah, not if all these children on their bikes are watching you fail. No, this little girl comes over. She's like, Mister, are you okay? I'm like, yes, I'm just special. Yes, like you, only different. Differently abled, yes. What's that, honey? No, I can't juggle swords. No, am I good at my job? I kind of don't have one right now. What's that, sweetie? What am I good at? Well, my ex-wife once told me that I'm only good at Googling shit. Does that count, sweetie? Why don't you ride back to your mom on your cute little mountain bike there? So we walk the bike back home. And I go, you know what, I need to use my strength here, my one strength. So I Googled it. And you guys, there is an adult bike learning class in DC, y'all. Should check it out, like the two of you in the audience, I know. So I sign up, I show up. I swear to God, it's me and 20 middle-aged immigrant women from countries that tried to build communism and failed, okay? So like their brother got the bike, the one bike in the family, and they and their siblings walked to school for 3 hours each way every day, and this is their American dream moment, like right there. And then there's me, who's an only child. I don't know what happened. Actually, there was this one lady there from Jerusalem, and she goes, yeah, I had a bike, but Jerusalem's really hilly, so I couldn't. I'm like, okay. There wasn't a flat surface in Jerusalem, fellow Jew. Like, I think I'm starting to see what I'm working with on my own, in my own struggle. So the instructors are awesome. They're all volunteer instructors. They're like, don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. We got you. We have a system. It's 95% of you are going to ride out of here in 2 hours. Like 95%. 5% out of 20. Fuck. I'm going to be that exception also. But their system is they take the pedals off. They take pedals off the bike, and then you just push off with your feet. And there's, after, I don't know, 30 minutes, there's this moment when your thoughts stop and fear stops, and something like inexplicable in your mind and body syncs up, and you're gliding. And I was gliding. It was awesome. And then they put the pedals back on. I know what you're anticipating. But no, I was riding within like 10 minutes. And yeah, thank you. And that feeling of like freedom and control and joy and achievement that every kid must feel, you know, when they first get on a bike and start riding, it was amazing. And I knew in that moment that Isabella was right. This was the first day of the rest of my life. Thank you.